Well, welcome. So what we're talking about today is ThanksIO. Ryan Hartman is going to be giving us a demo. He's one of the founders. He does a lot of stuff, as you guys probably know who he is, but he is going to talk about what the thing is and how we can start using it with our CRMs. Now, if you're using kvCORE, there's ways to automate processes with ThanksIO. It's a direct mail kind of thing, but Ryan's going to go over. I'm no expert at all. He's going to talk about it, and you can also automate these things with Lofty. Now, if you're Epique Realty, we get the subscription. It's a $49 a month subscription for free, and Ryan's going to explain what that entails. And then if you're not at Epique and you still want to use ThanksIO, great. You'll know what the subscription entails and then how you can actually start using it to make your business more efficient. So Ryan, I leave it up to you. Go ahead and, share everything, introduce yourself, tell us all the things, and we're ready.
Okay, yeah, thanks everybody for being here. I'll bring up the doc. We'll jump right in and kind of outline. Thanks to Sylvia, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. You gave me a quick outline of what you were hoping to talk about, and I added a few other items here. The first thing is that, with your Epique membership, I don't know what they call it, but because you're at Epique, you get access to the ThanksIO business plan. So I'll start there and just kind of show you a quick screenshot of what's in that business plan. So generally, you would have, up till we did the Epique partnership, it was the first time we ever did a partnership like this. I had to really sell to my partners, and I'll just say that Josh is persuasive and did a really good job for you guys of convincing us to do this because we were hesitant. But it's proving to work out really well. And I can definitely tell you guys are of a different ilk, sort of, the people at Epique, compared to a lot of the other companies that we deal with in the industry. So it's been going really good. A lot of you guys are already sending, despite the fact that we haven't done anything like this yet, Sylvia, to actually educate, show everybody what's going on. So the $49 a month plan, usually it's $49. You're not paying anything for it. You get our better pricing. We call it our wholesale pricing. You can see those numbers on the screen. All those prices include postage. So that's a key thing to highlight. You don't pay for gift cards up front. So we have a gift card functionality where if you send a gift card, you're not paying until the person actually scans to redeem. It's a little bit different than a lot of other solutions out there to do gift cards. And what's cool about that is that you kind of get the warm and fuzzy of sending the gift card, but actually the redeem rate ends up being pretty low in general with those. You have campaign functionality to automate your sends. We have these address capture landing pages. We have website retargeting. You can install snippets. We have a lot of geeky stuff that guys like Adam, who I see is on, might want to play with. But for the most part, you don't really need to mess with, but it's there and it's unlockable and usable if you want to. What I'm going to try to do today is just kind of give you the nuts and bolts of what's probably going to work, especially right now with where we're at, with what's going on in the industry. We have a lot of real estate users. I actually send a number of campaigns in real estate for myself and for people I work closely with. And we have a pretty good idea of what's going to get you a result. So I'm going to show you some of that. So let's first talk about our preloaded templates, which this is only happening in the last week or so, where you can log into an account in ThanksIO and templates are actually there and ready to go. It's been one of our maybe kind of sore spots where we just haven't been able to implement this properly. So people come in and are like, what should I do? You've been able to share templates one-on-one, but if you come into the account now, and let's say you go to your image templates, you'll see that we're starting to get stuff in there that you can use off the shelf. And I'm actually in an account of an Epique user. I hope she doesn't mind. I doubt Karen's on right now, Karen Johnson. I've been helping Karen send a campaign, but I figured I'd log into her account. Your account will look very similar probably today. If you log in, you'll see a lot of these templates in here. And we're adding more, but some of them are just kind of static and some of them are more dynamic. And the dynamic is what I'm going to key on in a minute. You'll see that you'll have your Epique stuff down here preloaded with the logo in the black too, if you want to use that. So you have images and you have messages that are preloaded for you as well. I'm scrolling fast, but some examples: absentee, a real estate orphan adopter letter. Like this idea is you send a letter to people who bought their house 5 years ago, assuming that their last realtor didn't catch up, and you're like, hey, can you believe it's been another year? And you sort of start the relationship off like that. We have some website retargeting, some expired FSBO stuff. The biggest thing right now that we're getting good results with, I think maybe because of where the market's at, is check your home value. So that was a follow-up on somebody who did a home value, but I'll show you where are we at. I have the seller lead follow-up. Did I not put that in here? Out of all the ones I wouldn't put it in here. Okay, here it is. If you'd like to know how much address might sell for in today's market, scan the QR code and to instantly see a free detailed report. Some variation of this message, if you send this over and over again to people in your farm or who are on your sphere of influence, tends to eventually work and to get people interacting with you. Not always the first time, but to give you an idea, we recently sent this, not Epique, but we sent this for a pretty good producer in the Philadelphia suburbs who gave me 800 of his follow-up bosses, like past clients. And I said, let's just test it on 200. So we sent this to 200 people who already knew him. It was about 3 weeks ago. And he got something like, it was like 28 scans or something, which is a lot. It's for direct mail, just to give you guys an idea, you don't expect a 10% scan rate. It just doesn't work like that, you know? Now, what does happen is people hold the cards, they give you a call here and there, they remember who you are, you get all those benefits, but to directly get a response is pretty big. So I'm jumping around a little. Let me slow down. Basically, there's some preloaded templates in there. Any of these templates that you find in the system, you can change them around, edit them. Our team will help you if you're like, hey, I want to put this there, you know, I want to put this there, put that there. But the key thing I'd say there is I wouldn't worry or obsess too much with design. Get your Epique logo on there, maybe get your picture. You might have noticed in Karen's case here that her picture and her contact info load up in the top right next to the QR code. You know, that's probably enough. And the way to do that is to just use our branding builder. It's very simple. You put your website in, it'll preload some information about you, and then it'll build a letterhead, a postcard background, and a few other assets that you can just use outside of off the shelf. And then again, we're pretty full service. If you chat us and say, hey guys, just build my brand for me, here's my website, our team will do it for you too. So if you just don't want to mess with it, you know, you want that simple brand thing done, we can do that as well. Okay, so templates are in there. I'm going to walk through now, and just stop me, Sylvia, if you want me to slow down, or we can do questions at the end.
Yeah, we'll do questions at the end. Just do your thing.
Okay. So now I'll just give you the kind of basic nuts and bolts of how you get stuff out of Thanks.io. One of the issues we have with Thanks.io is it does a bunch of different things, a bunch of different ways. And it was kind of built for geeks in the beginning. It's like a marketing automation thing. So there's a number of ways that you can approach it. You could use our API, you could use Zapier to push people in, you can set all this logic. But at its base, Thanks.io is about three main components. One is the mailing list. So that's the people you're sending to, right? So you can upload a list. Show this right here. You can upload from a CSV. You can manually add people. We have a really cool radius search functionality that'll allow you to kind of you put an address in, like your home address or an address within your farm or a property you just sold. And you say, hey, I want to get all the absentee owners that are nearby or all the people likely to downsize. You can see the categories here. So you can build lists natively within our system. Or if you're using
a minute. Oh, no, I got to stop you there right now.
Okay.
So you're saying I can put an address in there?
Yeah, let's do it.
My recently sold property.
Yep.
And then it will automatically pull up nearest neighbors, and I don't have to use a system like RedX if I don't want to, because you've got it in here. Holy crap.
Yeah, and it's segmented. Yeah, so you don't have to just do the nearby neighbors. You can say, hey, give me people who have home equity of 50% plus.
That's incredible. I had no idea.
I was just going to ask if you still had those filters on there. I remember those from a few years ago where you could do like credit score, like, hey, I'm looking for somebody that's like been renting for this much. They've got $50,000 in, net worth, and their credit score is like 725 or above. You guys still have that stuff?
We love that. So this is a separate list builder here, the one I'm showing you. It's kind of a little little quicker and easier to use, but Adam, it is there. So if you
Okay,
go, you
good.
click purchase
I'm a happy,
custom.
I'm a happy man.
Yeah, it's all in there. You can kind of click through and get really targeted on demographics.
Okay, I love it. That's step one. I upload a mailing list. I love it. I'm already in love. Continue.
Yeah. So there's other ways to build lists. One thing I just want to kind of plant a seed on here is if you have your past transactions and you know the date that they purchased the property, which you probably do, all your closings, and you've been in the business a while, a good place to start is to treat those anniversary dates like birthdays in our system. Because what our system can do is 8 days before any date, any birthday or something, it can send a card. So you can start doing, hey, can you believe it's been another year since you closed, the happy anniversary thing. And really, I mean, we can have this set up for you in 20 minutes once the branding is built, and it'll just go every year and send them something. So you can build birthday lists and things like that. So
Also amazing. I'm sorry, I just have to stop because it's a lot. No, this is amazing. So I can upload my transaction list because when I left EXP, I exported my whole transaction list from all these 7 years, and I can upload that baby and boop, 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 they'll start getting mail. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Yeah, and it can happen on the date that they closed. Because people don't remember their closing date. So it's kind of a cool thing. You remember, this is all about just kind of like attaching your name to some kind of endorphin release, like some kind of warm and fuzzy. So it's like, hey, can you believe it's been another year already since you bought? And they're like, oh yeah, we bought around June. And then that interesting thing is connected to you as their agent. And the system will just do it for you if you upload the list. So
especially if you kick out something like a gift card to like Home Depot or Lowe's or like some flower thing for like decorations or Hobby Lobby or some, whatever thing.
Yeah, I'll show you the gift cards here in a second, but we have a number of national vendors that you can send for, or like you're saying, you can kind of figure out a way to offer something custom. Yep. So we've got the mailing list. So you need the person you're sending the stuff to. That's component one. Component two is the message side of the card. So I'm going to click here and just add a fresh one. And you can call this the back of the card, the front. I always get confused which it is. It's basically the side that has, we consider it like our handwriting, or you can use regular print. By the way, you see 12 or 13 styles here. We've had these for 6 years now, 7 years since we launched. We're about to release just a really, really big improvement on the handwriting where you have lots of different styles, and you can probably find something that feels more like you. We're calling it like an AI handwriter. You can adjust it and stuff. But so let's just pick one of these styles. I'll pick the Practice Sharpie. I'm going to put a QR code on. So this is really cool, guys. I'm just going to put google.com, but you can put any URL there. And when that URL, that QR code gets scanned, it takes people to that URL, but it's also tracking that it happened for that person. And there's some implications there because you can then go build a Zap. You can go to Zapier and say, hey, anytime somebody from this mailing list scans, I want to talk to Lofty and trigger another campaign by email, or set up a task that I should do a follow-up call, stuff like that. So basically, the QR codes can talk to other systems. So I'll come here and I'll write a message, but let's just use our AI writer here. Everybody's integrated with ChatGPT these days, so this is what this is. So I want to thank my real estate customer for working with me, and I don't know, ask for a review. I'm just kind of making this up, right? So let's just do that. And then it'll write it here, content generated. And really, it's not too bad. Generally, when I use the AI, you go back and you make it sound more like you, or a little less formal. I think you can actually, write it. Please be informal and friendly. I'm pretty sure the ChatGPT prompts will work in there, and it'll change it and sound a little more casual. So you can do that. You can see the handwriting stuff over on the right. You can set your ink color in the main settings. So if you like black or blue or red or green, if you like it to be pink, I think we have, if you want it to be a little more fun in general, you have that. So you can set your backside of the card here. I recommend using the base branding builder thing where you set that, and it's just your picture and logo, like I said up top, but you can actually change pretty much everything you see here other than the address section by uploading custom background files. So there's a little more to that. There's a template we have, and it's kind of it's more work, but if you really need to, we get that question a lot, you can. So that's the message side. Now, this was a postcard. If I was doing a letter, we have windowless letters and regular letters. So let's just do that. You can see it's shorter now because there's a lot more space. And it will take your base branding and put your information on the bottom for the letterhead. I think in this case, we don't have that set for this agent. But you have letters. You can do note cards and gift cards. Here's a look at our gift cards. So if you wanted to, hey, thanks for working with me. Here's $100, wanted to do a simple closing gift. Here's a $100 Home Depot gift card. Is that what I'm saying? Something like that. You can see all the brands that we have here.
And again, Ryan, what's so amazing is like, you don't get charged for this until they actually scan it and use it. Or they scan it and you get charged. Or
when they scan. But here's the thing. Yeah, because when they scan, but it's something like 20-something% actually do. It's not, it's not a ton, but you get the warm and fuzzy. Because what they do is they just are like, oh, that's really nice. I got my $10 star, and they forget, or we all do it. Yeah. So the most common ones, Starbucks, people go crazy over Starbucks gift cards. I don't know why. I just know from experience. Home Depot's good in real estate, but you can see there's a lot of national chains here. Another thing you can do with the gift cards, just to get super geeky, you can do a go to website before redemption gate. So we're getting a little technical, but basically I can say this is really good for agent attraction or recruiting. I don't know what you guys call it at Epique, right? So for recruiting or whatever, you could do. I don't know if you're thinking about a change of office, but if you are and you want to hear more about what we're doing here at Epique, go ahead and schedule a quick 15-minute call with me. And to return the favor for your time, I'll instantly give you a $20 Starbucks gift card, or I'll buy you lunch at one of the vendors. And what this does is it says they have to, in order to get the gift card, they have to go to your Calendly link or something. So if you have Calendly, you have calendly.com/your link. And then in Calendly, you just set the redirect to our kind of redeem link here. So you don't have to take notes or remember any of this. Just know that it's possible to bribe with gift cards with Thanks.io, and just tell our team, hey guys, I want somebody to have to book with me to do XYZ, and we'll help you put the campaign together. But it's a really cool feature, and I think it's really relevant. I've talked about it a lot in real estate. I actually think it could work, though I haven't tested myself, to actually generate listing appointments too. Hey, if you're willing to talk to me about the value of your house, especially if they already know you in the area. I know you don't have time to talk to an agent. You knock the objections out up front. You might not want to talk to a salesperson right now, but we'll have a quick conversation about what the property might sell for. No pressure. Scan a gift card. I'll return the favor with, scan a QR code. I'll return the favor with a $20 Starbucks gift card. So that's our message templates. So we have mailing lists, message templates, and then the image templates side, which you guys kind of already saw. The one that I'm just a huge fan of because it's a time saver and because it allows for dynamic personalization is where you click this image builder right here. These are the ones that you see a lot of the templates for. And you can sort of build out your offers. I'll just pick one, demo. I can put a street view of the property directly into it. You see this background image URL. I put street view. You can upload any other image you want. And you do something like see what a buyer might pay for. And here's where you can dynamically personalize address, right? Or I could put first name. So first name.
Hey, I'm so sorry, Ryan. I got lost a little bit. With that street view thing, what is that again?
Okay, yeah. So it's going to make sense when I render the preview, but the street view is a Google Street View of the property that you're mailing the card to.
Nice.
Yep. So we'll just do scan the QR. Here's your URL where they're going to go to check their home value or whatever. And then you would put your logo up top, but I'll just click quickly to generate preview. And this is a placeholder that's going to render up here on the right there. So you get a picture of your property. You guys have probably seen this. Real estate investors do this a lot. Like when they're trying to make you a cash offer, they'll send you a postcard with a picture of your property more and more. That's kind of what we're doing here, is trying to get them to engage with the card, because it's just like, what the heck? That's a picture of my house. So.
And Ryan, I don't want to keep interrupting you, but I just want to make sure for everybody, for your knowledge and for everybody else's, not all of you are with Epic, and that's fine. You can still get Thanks.io,
Yep.
and you get to pay the $49 a month membership to subscription to get access to all this stuff and be able to do these things. It's just that at Epic we get it for free now, included in our benefits. And so we're just all trying to learn what it does. So go ahead, Ryan.
Yep. So we have the dynamic personalization. If you want to get crazy, you can actually do this view thing here. We call that visitor view. And basically what that can do is it can take the last property that they looked at on your real estate website and send them a picture of it. So that's a little more involved, but we have website retargeting where you install a script on your site. We get about 15 to 20% of your visitors. We use IP matching and stuff. If we know they were at home, they weren't on like a mobile connection, we can kind of pipe that data in and also pipe in basically the last like main picture of a page they were on your website, and it'll pull that and send them a picture. So it would look something like, hey, come back. Hey, thanks for searching on our website. Come back and browse today, but it'll be the last house they were looking at. So I want to show you an example of that here. I think I have one in Delia's account. Yep. So let's do. So scan the QR code to continue your Pinellas County home value search now. And then it's a picture of one of the last properties they were looking at. So you could even merge in that last property and do interesting things along those lines. Now we're digressing though, because now we're getting into stuff that I don't think gets you ROI right away. This is stuff you do later once you're like kind of balling with mail. And you're like, okay, how can I squeeze more out of this? You get into the website retargeting. Okay. So we talked about image templates, message templates. So that was our dynamic builder. Just know that that's possible. The content kind of changes based on the recipient. You can put stuff in there. We also have a nice integration with Canva. I think we all probably love Canva, right? I use it. I can't believe how much I use Canva these days. It's like 3-4 times a day at this rate. But we can do stuff like just go in here and type in real estate. You can build stuff from scratch, or I can just go ahead and, design something in Canva, click save, and it'll pull it right into thanks.io. So it'll just be there and ready to send as the image front of your card. So that's kind of the ultimate like design customization that doesn't require a professional designer, right? You just go use the Canva stuff, and then your card is in there and it's ready to use. You can see it's right up at the top left and ready to use right here. So I'll just X that out so it's not in this account. So once you have those three components together, the mailing list, the message template, and the image template, you can start to send stuff in a number of different ways. This is kind of like how to implement. So if you're sending just like a one-off push, you just say, hey, I want to send to 200 people in a neighborhood, you can go to the step-by-step wizard, grab the latest design you made, grab your design. I jumped into Delia's account, so let's see here. Okay. Grab your message template. I'm just going to grab random stuff here. Save and continue. Choose the existing list of people that you want to send this to, or you could build that radius search list on the fly as you go through the process here, or you could just manually, if you're sending like a birthday card or something, you could just add the person and send it right away, right through this wizard. So that's one way to send. We have a quick send. If you send right here, it's even quicker. You grab each of those three components. It's right on the main dashboard page, and you can kind of just zip stuff out that way. And then we have our campaign functionality, which is where I try to get people to go. One, selfishly, because we send more postcards that way. I want you to automate your cards so you don't have to log back in, right? And think about this multiple times a month or whatever. In a perfect world, you set up maybe 1, 2, 3, set it and forget it systems or campaigns that just operate for your business, whether you remember to do something or not. So our campaign functionality is where you can come in here and you can choose those three components. So we'll do that. And then you can set some logic. You'll say, hey, anytime somebody lands on this mailing list of mine, I want to send this postcard with this image and this message. And here's the logic I want to attach to it. And this might be small on your screens. It's down at the bottom here. But I want to send it, well, send it the same day or the next day, have it out in the mail. So this would be somebody checks their home value on your website on Lofty or kvCORE. You get the address. Maybe they're an address only. They don't give you the name, email, cell. It's kind of a common thing, right? Well, follow up automatically with a postcard. Hey, thanks for visiting my website. Click here to get a full CMA. You can actually, guys, send full cloud CMAs through the system automatically. We have an integration with Cloud CMA where it'll just attach the first few pages of a Cloud CMA inside of an envelope, if you want to. So that's days after added. That's kind of like drip email, right? After somebody hits the mailing list, you send. We have our birthday or holiday specific dates. So you can say, hey, every year on Christmas or whatever, send this card on Mother's Day. So maybe you decide what are the 4 touch points throughout the year. I'll do it holiday based just to stay top of mind. I'll send one on Happy New Year, Happy Halloween, so on. You can just send it so it happens every year automatically. My favorite one right now, I don't know if anybody's seen me going nuts about this on YouTube, is our staggered daily sending option. And it took me like 2 years after we had this to really wrap my head around it. But basically what this does is it allows you to say, hey, I have a contact in this mailing list. How many times a year do I want them to get something from me? It's like, I just want to hit them 6 times a year, once every other month. You put 6 in there and it'll just split up your list. So if you have 1,000 people, it'll divide it by whatever it is, like 280 mailing days a year, not counting weekends or Sundays or holidays. It'll just divide it up and it'll just send to a certain number of people every day to make sure that, and then they'll get hit again. If you do in 2 months, the math is they'll get hit again. So you have this one creative here that they keep getting over and over again. But the cool thing is, the thing that I wasn't getting is, well, I could just come in here every 2 months and change the creative of that one card and just it take me 10 minutes to change, like, what am I sending my people this month? It's as easy as like setting yourself a reminder in your calendar, like go change my mailer. Instead of trying to build, 20 different cards that go out every month, 20 different creatives, you can do it that way. The other thing I've been talking a lot about is this idea of maybe do we get away with just sending the same message 4, 6, 12 times a year, maybe every month. And that message being just check your home value or see what your house is worth now. I don't know that that's wrong to do. And sometimes the consistency pays off. So I've been helping a few people set that up who have kind of come on the journey with me on that idea. Because thinking about it, it's like, oh, this agent's consistent. I just got this card 2 months ago, but to them, it's just like, oh, well, what's my house worth now? It's like scan for your update. You don't need to change the creative at all. And they just keep getting the same thing from you. They see your name, your logo, your brand, especially if it's a farm and you're doing other things in the farm. You've got other listings, just to remind them you're there. So I think what I'm getting at is that you can use the automation and the campaign logic to not have this be a task or another thing that you need to worry about. Let us help you set it up one time. Maybe you revisit it every 6 months or every year. You tweak some things in your designs, but you can build a few automated mail campaigns that just serve your business, without too much stress. So that's kind of, I'm sure I missed a few things. We have a lot of features in here, but that's kind of the nuts and bolts. Okay, the big thing I probably didn't mention is just the integration points. So mostly that's going to happen around Zapier. I don't know if Lofty, I know kvCORE does. You could also do it through API Nation for anybody who's using API Nation. But if you want Thanks.io to talk to Lofty or kvCORE or pretty much any other system out there, Zapier is your friend. So, you could have a kvCORE Smart campaign. I think Lofty does webhooks, right, Adam? I haven't been in there much.
Yep. Yeah, they got webhooks with Zapier, so it's all good.
Yeah. So you could have
there's other triggers in there, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so you could say, hey, as part of my Lofty campaign, 4 days in, I want to send this person over to Thanks.io or directly send a postcard or whatever. I know they have mail too. You could do it that way if it's easier. I want you to use Thanks, but really, guys, just start using mail. Like the physical something in somebody's hand, it still works. It's like old is new again, and it probably has never stopped working. And if you think about it, all you're getting in your mailbox from day to day, at least me, a few credit card offers, My grandmother doesn't even send me happy birthday cards anymore. She shoots me a text, right? So it's like there's not a lot of competition there, is my point. You get a couple bills, a few credit card offers. So be like one of the only agents in your market who hits them, even if it's once a quarter. Just show that consistency. I think every agent will do this like hit or miss every now and then. Like, I'm going to send 300 just listed cards, but then you don't do it against the same people. So, it's like that's kind of wasted money other than the promotion of the listing.
Ryan, can I ask a quick question about the campaigns?
Yeah.
I remember when this was many years ago when I was just testing some stuff with ThinkSIO, and I honestly, I didn't have time to figure it out at the time, but I couldn't figure out how to, if there was a seller campaign you had already without me having to build something from scratch. Do you have any like pre-made seller campaigns that I could like add and then tweak for myself, or no?
We have stuff laying around. Whenever we do that, everybody wants to change everything. By seller campaign, do you mean like
I get a lead that has an address from my system, and then boom, they're on a campaign that they get this postcard, and then that postcard, and then that happens, and then this happens, kind of like a series of things that happens as soon as I get a new seller lead. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. We don't have it baked in. We just have separate messages that you could put into that campaign. I'm about to put my buddy Josh's stuff in here. He has one of those. It's really good. So if you give me a week or two, I will get his stuff in to our base real estate. I'll just show you because it's a really good example.
Yeah, I want that because see, I just don't have time to like be creative all the time and think, what am I going to build? I want a skeleton I can work from. That's just my head.
Let me show you this, guys, just to show you what's possible. Which account is that? So Josh is he's got the mortgage license too. So he's got this one campaign. It's starting to really work. It takes a while too, because you got to get the multiple touches going. But this triggers off of somebody who checks their home value on the platform he uses for that. And he's got a windowless letter, a 6x9 postcard, letter, postcard. But this is, he's offering cash offers, just to give you an idea. Check your home value. So that card, that template probably looks familiar from the other ones we had. So yeah, it's totally doable. It's just a matter of building the campaign logic and choosing the messaging that you want. The thing I've been on is like, just check your updated value. I don't know. It depends. And it also depends on what you're doing. Are you trying to dominate a farm? Because if you're in a specific area and you're taking listings there, as long as you're hitting them a few times a year with a few basic things like a happy holiday, check your home value, and then you're doing just listed, just sold, whenever something happens in that neighborhood, you're probably hitting them enough. But I'll get something like that in there for you. So yeah,
that would be the most amazing thing ever.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you have actually? It'll be helpful because I know you do a lot of this. If you have themes, like if you have like a email-based campaign that you like to send to those sellers, and you want to send me over just a few bullet points, maybe I'll use that as a guide for creating this for you guys.
Sounds beautiful. I'll do it by the end of today.
Yep. Yeah, just topics and stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Yep.
Nicole, somebody asked, I think you mentioned it. I just want to confirm, as far as scanning the card, when it comes to, a QR code for home value or whatever the case may be, you have a record of who scanned that card, if they enter their information, or B, at least tell you that it came from a certain campaign, etc. Yep. Correct? Okay, great.
Yep. So a few ways. You get an email in real time. You can trigger a zap to your CRM. So you definitely get the email. And then you can look in your analytics here. So I'll just go up to, gosh, it scans it, slow down. Here we go. So you see it for each send, and then you can do, let's see. within each kind of like send, you can go in and see who scanned when you click on the scan, and it'll tell you the address. The other thing you can do that I always forget about is you can do a quick kind of people search in here too on any address you have. So I don't know. If you see an action, you can kind of go look at what records they have here. It's just the public stuff.
But that's awesome. So it's almost like built-in skip tracing.
Yep.
If the information is public, we can find it here without having to pay for a service, possibly, if there's data there. That's great.
And we actually have it built in. You can run a skip trace on your whole list. We call it the append the entire list, and it'll try to find the emails and the phones. It's 20 cents a lookup, so you can. It's convenient to do it in here, but I think you can get it cheaper elsewhere, honestly.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So
we'll just have Josh talk to you again.
Yeah. And the issue we have there is that we're trying to make some margin, and we're using like other providers. So
yeah, and that stuff is the margins are tight on that stuff. It's really tight.
So Ryan, Tracy want to know, how fast does a postcard get sent once it's like automated, like it's triggered? How soon will it be sent?
Yeah, so it's out in the mail. Sometimes if it's early in the morning, it could be like out for delivery by that afternoon, but we always say next business day, next mailing day. And then it's typically taking between five is really fast. Let's just call it 6 to 9 calendar days. It seems to almost always be on that 7th or 8th day that it's landing in the mailbox. And it is first class. Right now we use a really big print partner, and they mostly send from Texas because it's kind of like in the middle,
And then Ryan, one more thing. So as far as the Epique benefit, this is normally to even access your whole system and be able to take advantage of this and set up these campaigns and be able to send the postcards. It's a $49 a month subscription. That's really worth it for any agent who's not at Epique. Okay. But if they are at Epique, they get that included, and basically is just accessing this and being able to, the radius search and doing the quick setups and putting these together and doing the automation. Is there anything else that's included? Like, we got the Facebook mastermind group. What else can we talk about is included with that membership?
Yeah. So I'll remind you, the pricing is down to as close as we can get it to our wholesale. And then we call it our concierge services, where basically we don't want them to get abused. Sometimes it does, but really, guys, like for the $49 a month, part of the reason we charge it is we're pretty full service. You could be like, can you go write me an expired listing card? Well, our team will do it. We'll design you stuff. You just have to ask. So you're kind of getting like agency services on design and messaging, and probably even more critically, automation. So you can come in here anytime. See this automation concierge? If I click that, you'll see a few options. One of them is just like basic, like, I'm not sure what I want to do. So if you want to talk to somebody for brainstorm, but you can click here anytime and be like, hey, I need a zap from Lofty to, from Banks to Lofty or vice versa. And you just hop on a call with us for, 10 to 30 minutes, and we get your info, like your logins and all that, and build it for you. So
awesome.
Yeah.
You guys, anybody that knows any of my training, like some of it, like especially like the virtual open house training that Ryan did with in 2020 with the kvCORE, how to do a virtual open house with kvCORE. Like I've stolen like a lot of his training, like built it, created it my own.
I don't even remember it.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It was so good. How to do a virtual open house, and then you do the Facebook ad, and then you do the Facebook open house, and blah, blah, blah. It was good. It helped me. It put it together. But anyway, Nicole asked if you want to create a template ahead of time, like you put something in draft before sales complete. Can you put things in draft in here?
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Really, it's kind of all in draft until you push send. So you just go here and you click add message, and you just test draft, whatever, gobbledygook, right?
Yeah.
Just give it a name, and then you just make sure you save it. Just save it, and then it'll just kind of be sitting there for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
And somebody else asked Brenda asked, for the home anniversary campaigns, do you pay for all the people on the list up front every year?
So no, it's not upfront. That's a good question. It's as it
gets sent.
happens. So the way our billing works is you're going to give a credit card to the system, and then you're going to set I can't remember what page it's on. You set a threshold recharge amount. So what our system does is says anytime your balance drops below a certain amount, we'll recharge it for like this amount, like another 25. Or if you're just doing a one-off, if you're doing a one-off send, you're basically going to pay for it. Like, you're sending 500 cards, you'll end up paying for that in real time. But the reason I'm bringing this up is if you have a Zap and you have automation, or you're using the home anniversary and the date is hitting, and you're sending like $1 a day or every few days is getting billed, the system will just hit your credit card for like another 25 to recharge it, depending on how you have this.
Okay, so by default, when we sign up, when we put in our credit card, we're automatically charged $10 a month.
Not a month. No.
Not a month. Okay.
Nope.
We're just charged that until it drops.
I don't think you're not charged anything.
Okay. Well,
what happens is you're charged when you send.
Oh, when you send. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
But instead of, so say you have an anniversary campaign going out to 300 people, average one a day throughout the year, 365 people. We don't want to charge your credit card every time there's a $1 send. So you're basically, your credits get used up, and then it adds another $10 for your next $10 in credits. So, but let me say it simpler. You're paying as you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah, because I think what people question is, like, when you first get the account turned on, you see the balance of $10 as far as the credit goes. So that's basically like you get like a free $10 credit to use as a one-time deal. Like, hey, just try it out for $10 on us, on the company essentially, and do it there. I think that's kind of what more is it.
That is what's happening. So we use that as that's our main hook, so to speak, to get people to create a free account with us.
Yep.
So we say create your free account with $10 in credits, and you guys are just getting that first $10. So
got it.
Go send your mom or your dad or somebody or a kid a card, guys. Kick the tires. It's not going to cost you anything. You have $10 in there to play with. So.
Yeah. So it's just just wanted to clarify the question. Yeah.
Well, that was good, Adam. Thank you. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, $10 upfront credit to use. It's on things.io. It's not renewal. It's just $10 free to try it out, see if you like it, enjoy it. And I will say this behind Ryan's back, I really like the platform. Like, I've been off and on and watched him grow this stuff. Like, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I don't think agents really understand what they have here.
Yeah.
So just use it. Be more. I would commit to being more consistent with this than social media posting, and you will see the ROI.
Yeah.
Just trust me. I'm not getting paid by them. Just trust me.
Well, the funny thing about mail is I used to send a handwritten, I can sell your house. I was like 22 years old in Philly, and every day I would send one expired business card in an envelope. And I remember just getting calls like a year or two later, like, hey, that's mail. Like, people, they just hold on to it, and they're like, hey, I got this thing that you sent me. You're my agent. I'm like, I am? Okay. So that's the reason to do it. It's a lot stickier than a social post that just disappears and evaporates in a fraction of a second.
Yeah, and there's a lot more fun things you can do with mail. Like, one of the tricks I had an agent do is just go to we have a casino here not too far away, about an hour away, and we get all their old chips that they basically drill a hole in, so it's like a not legit thing anymore. They have some weight to it. Throw those in an envelope with the letter, because when people pick up a letter, I was like, oh, this is like an ounce or so. Like, what the hell's in here? You have like 1,000% open rate. I know it's unrealistic, but like, they will open that envelope up. Just little. You can't do that with email. Email, you have to use some fancy words, and it's more difficult. You get something, a little gimmick in there to get people to open up and actually pay attention. It's really, really good with mail like this.
Yep. Especially our note cards and gift cards, they kind of look like wedding invitations. Actually, I have one here. So when they get the envelope and it has the handwriting on the front, it's pretty high open rate. And then postcards, obviously, they see it right away. So they're going to read whatever's on there.
Ryan, I know there might be more questions, but really quick, I just want to share my screen super fast because some people are asking who are Epique, like, how do I access an Epique? And I just want to show you, if you're with Epique, how you're going to access it.
I want to see it too. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
okay. Yeah, and then if you have more questions, just put it in the chat for now. So those of us at Epique, to take advantage of this, is it under marketing or benefits? I'm not sure. I'll try benefits first. And then
yeah, it's right
yeah,
there.
under
It's under
Lofty.
both of
Yep.
them.
Right under Lofty. Yep.
Yeah, so here's benefits and services, you guys. We also have this under marketing, which you can find a lot of your benefits too, but this one's under benefits and services. And right now it just goes, when you're in here, all you do is you click on it, boop, and then you're in your own account that has already been created for you. Isn't that nice? Okay. All right. All right. Any other questions you guys have for Ryan about using this?
And while we wait, I forgot something. My partner's going to be really mad at me if I don't mention it.
Mention.
We branded our justlisted.justsold.com. We made an Epique branded portal for that too. I'm not sure that's in your dashboard or not, but it's justlisted.justsold.com/Epique.
What are you looking
Go to the
for?
links. Go back to IO
Uh-huh.
and look over to the right. No.
No.
Look at
No.
me. I'm trying to tell you to go. And then if you
Over.
see the long sentence, see where it
Over
says
to the right.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
They hit it.
they hit it real good.
ding, ding, ding.
Okay, Leslie has her
Bookmark
hands.
it.
Leslie, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there a way to set up a mailing list that's smaller than a zip code or a city, like, a few neighborhoods? Is there a way to set up a mailing list in the thanks.io system?
Sure is. Yeah. So you can either pick an address and just do the radius around, or we have that other custom list builder up here where you can sort of pick the zip code. You can even draw on a map.
Oh, you can draw on a map. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So it's just when you get in and you need to know how to do that, it's under custom mailing lists. You'll see that tool, but you can just chat us and we'll help you get it going.
Okay.
What was the other thing that you wanted to say that that your founders would be mad at?
Oh, they wanted to show the Just Listed Just Sold portal.
Oh, that was
It does make sending Just Listed Just Sold cards pretty convenient and easy.
And then if people who are not at Epique want to get thanks.io, you just go to thanks.io.com, right? Or what's the website? What's the best way to do it if they're not at Epique?
Yeah, just go to www.thanks.io. Or you can send them your affiliate link if you want, Sylvia.
Oh, do I have one?
Well, you gotta go get one. So we do have an affiliate program, guys. It's kind of irrelevant. It's kind of moot for Epique because it's free, but we pay 50% of the 49 if you get somebody who's not at Epique. Okay. But it's a good recruiting hook.
Yeah.
So
How do we find that?
the affiliate program. It's down at the bottom left. You'll see affiliates and resellers in the dashboard, or you can directly go to thanksaffiliates.com. So there is a link in the dashboard. Yeah, it'll take you there.
Okay, so then you sign up right there. So you guys, it was here. Thanks, affiliates, and then boom. Okay.
That's if you want to share with somebody else. But yeah, I think when you do share thanks, if you're using it as a hook for Epique, just hey, you're gonna have to pay if you don't come here. I like that angle. Yep. Julia
sent me a private message. Like, if you want to learn more about Thanks.io, go to their website. You can even, I think there's like a way to book a demo or thing there. Yeah. So you go to thanks.io and there's a place where you can book a demo, submit your information so you can get contacted. So you can get if you're trying to get more help with this.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Yeah. Mark Carnes asked, postcards versus envelopes mailings, pros and cons. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. We pulled our QR scan rates. Now, this is globally, not just real estate. The 4x6 postcards had the highest, which
4x6.
We thought it would be the 6x9s.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly on the 4x6 because you can't put a lot of design that distracts from your offer. This is my theory. So it was something like a 5.2% global scan rate in 2023. Mm-hmm. On a little 4x6 card, you don't have room to put a lot of jibba jabba to distract from whatever the thing is you're trying to get somebody to do. The 6x9s, people tend to clutter up with too much. And then letters and note cards, there's that extra step of having to open the thing and read it. So postcards are good, but there are situations where the letters make sense. If you have a lot to say or it's higher touch, you're sending a letter to surgically to somebody who might want to list a luxury home, and you're giving them all the reasons why they should list with you. There's situations, but lean toward the postcards. I
like it.
Yep.
Mary's asking, where do I upload our photo? Like, you mean to set up your profile, Mary? In Thanks.io? I think that's what she's asking.
Yeah, let me bring my screen back up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm in there. So
she's like, how do I put my phone on there? All right.
So if you click on the branding builder right here.
Okay.
You can put your website in. It'll kind of like scrape your website and try to get your information, but we'll just do this.
Okay, because when I was in there, I didn't see that. I did the branding builder and it didn't show that where you could put your information. And obviously there's where your photo goes up.
Yep. So you just do that.
Okay.
One thing
it all came in.
About the branding builder, it's a little bit of a bug. If you do it one time, you have to go delete the things you built before you can do it again. Most people don't have to, but if you find yourself not being able to replace it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Ryan, I have another question. Like, as far as like more things that you could teach to do with this program, is it on your YouTube channel or is it in the Facebook group? Like with like the retargeting stuff and the APIs and the hooks and the blah, blah, blah. Is that is that on your YouTube channel, in the Facebook group? Like, where do we go to get that?
Yeah, if you check out the Thanks.io YouTube channel is a good place. I've gotten a little bit away from getting really technical and geeky because we've just started to say, hey, we'll do it for you. I'll tell you the truth. So, but if there's anything specific you want a tutorial on, I'll have it done within an hour.
Okay.
Like I make screencasts all day anyway. So I need to know how to do this. Like yesterday, we did a video about absentees. So.
Okay.
And let me answer that question better. Click knowledge base.
Oh, okay. I like it.
My bad. Click knowledge base right here on the left. And it'll walk you through the first things you should know about the system. It's kind of like a tour I just gave you with some nitty gritty. And then the API stuff, the Zapier, it's all in here, buried in our docs. We do have a link called Real Estate Implementations. And then that'll link out to.
Nice.
So it's in there.
It's in there. Yeah.
Just ask. Tell us what you're trying to do.
That's awesome. Okay, you guys, we have 4 more minutes. Is there any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you mentioned something about the cloud CMA. Is that within your system?
Mm-hmm. So should I real quick? If you Google in our help docs, we do have a video and a how-to around that. Where that lives in the system is in our letter templates. So if I go to messages, and I make a letter, I can't remember if it's windowed or windowless or if it matters at all. It might not. And then what you end up doing is you put your API key from Cloud CMA in here, and you select which pages of the CMA you want to include, and it gets basically you write the cover letter, and then the Cloud CMA gets attached as additional pages.
So this is if you are subscribed to Cloud CMA, then that's how this. Okay, got it.
A lot of people have it free through their MLSs these days, I think.
Oh, okay.
You might have it, not realize it.
I don't think I do.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. But that's a really good one. I don't know if I would mail them cold, but if you get an address-only seller lead, those can work pretty well. Hey, I took the time to put this together for you.
Awesome.
Do you have any plans, Ryan, to open the CMA functionality up for the Lofty CMA? Because they have their own internal, like they integrate with Cloud CMA, but they also have their own CMA in there.
We just need to talk to them. I can talk. I know.
I know they have open API. I just didn't know if that was on the books or not, because that'd be super to
right.
Stuff.
Right, because just so you know, Ryan, at Epic, we get 5 free CMAs a month, but if we pay $19 a month, we can have unlimited CMAs, and that would be such a cool integration if that were possible.
Okay. No, I know those guys. I can shoot them a message and tell them let's get it going. They the only thing with them, they have their own mailer thing in there. So I don't know if they want to encourage non-use of it, but knowing those guys, I don't think they care. They just want you guys to have success with their platform. So
Yeah.
Ryan?
I'll save you the background on that, but they don't. It's fine. It's all good.
yeah, they'll do it. I know a few guys
It's
over
fine.
there, including the chief product guy. So I'll shoot them a message.
Ryan, thank you so much for taking your time to share this with us. Thanks for everybody for stopping by. Those of you at Epic, this is going to be, I'm going to put the recording in Epic Cloud in the agent portal group area, and I'll also be on my YouTube channel. And you know, just go to thanks.io if you're really interested in what Thanks.io is offering. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Sylvia, for having me on.
Absolutely.